What is up, guys? This is your boy Zilla, and welcome to today's episode. As something very exciting is coming up a lot in conversations now that Microsoft has bought Bethesda, and as a Fallout fan, it's got me really excited because there's a possibility that there will be a new Vegas 2 game in the works in the next year. But first, before I get into that, please hit that subscribe button, also hit the notification bell so you get a notification every time I make a video. And guys, let's get into this because everybody knows, to me and to a lot of people in the Fallout community, Fallout New Vegas is the peak of the series. Fallout 4, it was good, but it was a little different, and its strongest suits were not its story. Whereas Fallout 3 was great, but New Vegas, I think, took it to another level. And now with this new deal, we could see Obsidian make another Fallout spinoff. And it is just been making the rounds, and I think that is a really cool possibility. All I gotta say now is make it happen, Phil, because New Vegas 2, it would be huge because that would come out before Fallout 5. Fallout 5 is so far in the future that basically we probably won't see until 2030 or 2032. So between now and 2032, you have room to make a Fallout spin-off game, especially with Obsidian's second team that's not doing anything right now. They just came off Outer Worlds. They're finishing their DLC. So after that, they don't have nothing to do. So basically Obsidian could be like, hey, we can have Fallout and we can have Avowed on our plate. Like maybe you stretch Avowed out maybe 2 years and then you put Fallout New Vegas 2 in there, or after Avowed, because that would come at near the hype cycle or mid 2028. They could have another game because Avowed's probably going to come out 2024. You can have Fallout New Vegas 2 in 2028, and that would coincide, even though that's a couple of years away, it would coincide during the hype cycle of Fallout 5. So it just puts Bethesda and Microsoft in a great position to capitalize on that franchise. And you can't tell me that between now and 2032 we are not going to have a Fallout property other than Fallout 5. It would just be a waste of the asset itself. We are going to have a couple of spin-offs, particularly around the late 2020s, I think, that will start building up towards the announcement. And most particularly, I think it's going to come right before Elder Scrolls 6 in 2026 and right after, between the years coming after 2028. And I think all those spin-offs will culminate in Fallout 5 in 2030. So between then, it's just going to be a blast. And let me tell you, this team is 100% qualified to do it. Outer Worlds, which was a smaller version of Fallout New Vegas, was great. They can make a bigger version of it. And plus, really what's going to be the proving point of this studio doing it, if it is still Obsidian making that spin-off, not at the same time, but after Avowed, is that new IP game. Like, Avowed will be the test. If they can make a great game out of Avowed, then in 2024, then they are 100% going to get the Fallout license, and they are going to do great things with it, because we know from Fallout New Vegas, it has the best Fallout story, the best factions, the most in-depth characters. So this team would just make amazing. Even between Fallout New Vegas and what they've made now, they have still made great stories. Now, the other mechanics could be questionable, but you cannot question their storytelling prowess. And you might be asking, well, what would they even make? They wouldn't really make another game in New Vegas. That story is over. But what would be their next location of the game? I think having Fallout New Japan would be a great option. We know how the bomb affected America in particular with the Fallout shelters, but what if there were other Fallout shelters, secret Fallout shelters in other countries that America may have been invading, or had people over there, spies over there at the time, and you got locked down there? This could be a good excuse, or a bunker for spies or something. That would be a good excuse to put a game maybe in Germany, Russia, or any other unusual place other than America where the main Fallout vaults are. And I think that would just be a great thing, because we haven't seen We've seen how it affected, most of America, but what we haven't seen is how it affected the world en masse. So I think that would be a great place to go and just be there and just see what new stuff they can come up with, new mechanics. And then probably we would come back to America in Fallout 5 in a new location, maybe Texas or Florida or somewhere very interesting and new and intricate. But I haven't even covered if there is a Fallout New Vegas remake, because as amazing and as great Fallout New Vegas was, it was having a whole bunch of content cut at the last minute. Imagine not only getting all that content back, but now we can integrate all the DLCs, because all the DLCs had definitive endings. Imagine having all that as part of the main narrative on top of all the other factions, having a fully fleshed out Legion campaign where you get to go to the camps and work your way up and play all that cut content that was not in the original, in Obsidian's original vision. That would be absolutely fantastic. Imagine no more loading gates. You just go into New Vegas. I mean, all the improvements they can make and the small things they could touch up to make the latter part of the game mixed in with the DLC endings better, it would just be astronomical. So at the smallest, we might get a remake or a remaster. Hopefully it's a remake for Fallout New Vegas' sake, because that game gets remade and updated with some of the best mechanics in the industry now, mixed with that story that they had back then, the characters that they had, and expanded upon that. Then bro, Fallout New Vegas remake will be the best game or the best RPG of the 2020s. But guys, put in the comment section, do you think the Obsidian is going to make Fallout New Vegas 2 or Fallout New Vegas remake, or a Fallout spin-off new IP coming out of their studio? Put that in the comment section below. This has been the best Gojira in gaming. Sign off guys. Y'all have a nice day.